I can now regale you with some tales of what happened in TwitchCon. And you might, at this point, have a single question, which is, Ludwig, you keep talking about TwitchCon. Aren't you a YouTube streamer? Are you even allowed to be here? Aren't you a YouTube? Are you allowed to be here? Fuck you! God damn it, I'm so happy I can say that now. Hundreds of people, swaths of people, just saying that everywhere I go. Yes, I am allowed to be here. Thank you very much. I bought a damn ticket. I'm not Aiden Ross. I can walk into the building without getting kicked out. I appreciate your concern. So anyway, I was at TwitchCon as a YouTube streamer. It is still somewhat valuable for me to try to go undercover at TwitchCon. Not like from the feds, not from the TwitchCon staff, but purely from viewers who, if I walk around, will absolutely mob me. And although I am allowed to be at TwitchCon, I'm not given like the same things that other Twitch partners are given. Like I don't have a security guard who follows me around. I don't even have a partner badge. Like I can't even get into the partner lounge. I have a community badge. Every badge is supposed to be like community, affiliate, or partner, or like maybe exhibitor. However, you'll notice something on this picture. And it's not the little cumboy bracelet. We'll get to that in a moment. We're going to talk about that. But I have this thing right here, which is actually really hype. This little like X allows me to go not into the partner lounge, but into the next level secret lounge. Because Twitch is a very big website. And so they have, you know, general admission, they have a partner area, and then they have like a primo partner area. And it's called the Purple Lounge. The Purple Lounge. And my ticket had access, which not only meant that I could hang out and see people like Ranboo and XQC, but I also could use the back entrance to the convention center. From there, they weren't really guiding me and I wasn't allowed to go like behind the stage in Twitch Rivals. So I had to fend for myself when I got to the actual floor. And so I came up with a genius disguise to sneak through all of TwitchCon. That's it. That was my whole disguise. I just wore this hat, which is Resorts World Las Vegas. And then I put on a like COVID mask and I walked around and I just looked like a white guy. So anyway, I'm wearing my disguise and the disguise works really well as long as I don't make eye contact. Basically, if I walk around, everybody becomes a hitman like guard. And if I get kind of close to them, then like the yellow thing starts going, it goes shh. And if I make eye contact for more than a second, they'll do like a double take. This happens so many times. It'd be like a random person, like I'm walking through the convention center, right? Minding my own business. And then someone sees me and I look at them and then we lock eyes. They do this, I go. And so I had to make sure that I didn't keep eye contact. Otherwise the fucking hitman meter was, hey, are you Ludwig? So I was basically playing my own secret game of Hitman for the entire weekend, which is actually pretty fun. But I bet some of you here are thinking, Ludwig, that disguise probably did not work. I'm going to show you guys a quick video here of me saying hello to someone. I wore my disguise and I went up to Box and he had no fucking clue it was me. So I took off my mask and he still had no fucking clue it was me. It was only when I said, how you doing, man, that he recognized that, oh, wait, this is Ludwig. I have hung out with this guy before. In fact, the previous evening, we hung out for like an hour. So I was at TwitchCon for a couple reasons. One of the reasons, I had a sponsor at TwitchCon. I had a sponsor with actually Samsung. Some of you might have been there. I did a meet and greet at the Samsung booth. I met a lot of y'all. It was pretty fun. But they also wanted me to make like a YouTube short of my experience. But like, if I'm gonna make a YouTube short, I'm not just gonna be like, I went to TwitchCon. I'm here at the Samsung booth. It was cool. I want to do something kind of fun. So my big idea was that I would walk around disguised and try to meet as many streamers as I could. And it worked pretty well. But I went to meet Extra Emily at her meet and greet. And I walk up and I don't want to say anything because I've hung out with Emily. She knows my voice. So I walk up to her and I kind of act like No Face from Spirited Away. I kind of just go with my phone. I go, huh, like signaling for a video. And she did not recognize me at all. But I also think that I kind of fucking scared her because I was wearing all black. I'm big as shit because I'm huge with my big muscles because I'm so big for you guys. And then I just left. And I was like, this was probably a bad call. I probably need to do this a little better. And so my new game plan, I went into another line. I went to Janet Chocobar's line. You know, same thing. All right. I pull up, I motion for the phone, and then I do the mask pull down. The moment I pull down the mask, she recognized me. And then she goes, dude, that was scary as fuck. I thought you were going to kill me. So I stopped doing it because I felt a little bit bad that people felt their lives were threatened by my massive, huge, massive body that's big for you. My body's big for you. But that was my sneaking around. I've been at every TwitchCon since 17. This one was pretty good. The only thing that I'm going to flame Twitch for, what is this merch? This was their exclusive TwitchCon tee. Dude, what the fuck is this? And I say this as someone who has liked many of the old Twitch merch. Like for a long time, I feel like they made some dope shit. This year, there was one cool item, and it was this cowboy hat, which is a bit gimmicky because you're not going to wear it day to day. And then it was mostly like repeats from previous years. And then this lineup. What is this circus clown fucking lineup? Back to it. At TwitchCon, I basically had one obligation. My only obligation that I had to do was a sponsor at the Samsung booth. And it was basically my version of a meet and greet. Because obviously I'm a YouTube streamer. Twitch is not in the business of giving me a meet and greet spot because that wouldn't make any damn sense. So the only way I can do a meet and greet is a sponsored version. I was supposed to go to this booth for 4 hours. 90 minutes of it was supposed to be filming a short. An hour of it was supposed to be some like mobile game tournament. And then 1 hour was supposed to be a meet and greet. I was supposed to do a meet and greet for 1 hour. I ended up doing a meet and greet for about 4 hours straight. There were just so many of you guys who showed up. And I think what happens, and this is not to toot my own horn and say like I'm fucking famous as shit, but I think what happens once people start to recognize me, usually the first people that recognize me are fans. People who like watching me, maybe who like watching the streams, maybe they like Mogul Mail, and they come up and they go, oh, you're a Mogul Mail guy. But then a group forms. And when other people see the group, they're like, oh, fuck. Well, hey, I will probably never, ever see Ludwig again in my life, and I paid money for this TwitchCon ticket. I'm going to go ask him for a picture. There are 3 phrases that people said to me more than any other phrase as soon as they would meet me. The first phrase is, hey, you're taller than I thought. A lot of people said this. It factually, many people came up to me and said, Ludwig, you are much taller than I thought. You are very tall in person. What a tall person you are. This is a true thing that happened. That was the #1 most popular thing people would say. The #2 most common thing that people would say when they meet me is, hey, can you take the picture? You have longer arms. I don't know where this sentence came from. I don't think I have very long arms. I think the reality is most people were nervous and their hands were shaking, so they weren't capable of taking a picture. But the way they would say it is, hey, can you take the picture? You got long arms. Second most popular phrase. The third most popular phrase, and I have to preface, this one fucking hurt my feelings. The third most popular phrase that I heard. Hey man, I don't really watch you, but can I get a picture? And my ass is sitting there like, well, fuck you. I don't really watch your ass. So I sit there and I take the damn picture, feeling like a clown. But those are the most popular things that people were saying. The meet and greet went great though. One weird thing, this is the first time it's ever happened to me. One weird quirk of TwitchCon this year is that people at the meet and greet had gifts for me, which is not really something I am used to. I know that's very popular in the Minecraft community. When they do meet and greet, they walk out of there like a fucking trick-or-treating fiesta. But this time, I actually got some shit from viewers. And it's not because you guys magically became more passionate viewers. That's not the case at all. It is thanks to a one QT Cinderella. Because Cutie started a trend this year. Cutie told all her viewers to make sure to show up with bracelets. And Cutie herself made 130 bracelets. I was watching TV every night next to her while she made bracelets to give to her viewers. I didn't do shit, but a lot of people who like Cutie happen to also like me to some degree, and so people also made bracelets for me. And that brings us to a problem. Because I don't feel comfortable getting bracelets from people that call me a pussy and then little cum boy. And now is where we have to draw a line. I don't think that I should be subjected to a 28-year-old man, middle 20s, that's what they call us, mid 20s, bracelets that say these things. It's humiliating. And remember this bracelet because I wore it the entire weekend and it did come back to bite my ass. But let's continue because I got many more bracelets. It was very sweet to meet everybody. And after the meet and greet, I was done. I had nothing else to do at TwitchCon but hang out with people. That was my sole responsibility, is hang out with people, have a generally good time. And after that, it was time to go to the big party of TwitchCon. Because most people actually don't go to TwitchCon. And when I say people, I mean specifically creators. They don't go to TwitchCon to go to the event. They most of the time go to TwitchCon to go to the after parties. And Saturday night was the big night of the day for parties, because Offline TV was hosting a party with Dolce & Gabbana and Razer. And very conveniently, the only reason that I was kind of happy to go to this party in this club, because I am not a club guy. However, it was a little better here, because everyone who was at a table, if you ever go to a club, you'll notice there are tables everywhere, right? Usually it's like, some fucking rich, ugly dude and a bunch of hot girls at a table with alcohol that is way too expensive and people with big flashing lights walking all around them. Here, however, every table was like a different faction of Twitch. So I'd go to a table and it'd be like, boom, Valorant table, boom, Minecraft table, boom, variety streamer table. And so it's kind of fun to walk from table to table, because they, I would know at least one person at the table. They would give me a free drink. I would go to my next table. I would get another free drink, yada, 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 so on and so forth. And I had the privilege of being at the coolest table at this specific evening, because I got like a super VIP wristband that allowed me to be behind the DJ, which is like, I think, the coolest spot in a club, because you're next to the person who's actually working. And we get there, and at the start, although this is like the most, biggest party of the night, it's dead. There are not many people in there, because there's such a huge line outside. Chat. I don't know how to fucking tell you. There was a line of maybe 500 people outside, because everybody in TwitchCon heard about this party, wanted to get into it. Outside was this Clout Olympics game. It was embarrassing. It was basically a bunch of people looking at the people who had already gotten in, and all the bouncers, and poking their head out and be like, do you know me? I stream. It was cringe. And I was right fucking in there. Broden, YouTube guy. I'm not above being fucking cringe to get into the goddamn club. I made that shit happen. And let me tell you, it fucking worked. As opposed to the club the night before. Because they had a club the night before. I think Diplo played at it. A lot of streamers were there. Everyone had a table. Bottles were flowing at the table. At this club, the table that we were at had no alcohol. It had orange juice and it had cranberry juice. And I ask around and I'm like, are they gonna bring alcohol? And eventually somebody's like, oh, well, someone has to buy it. And they looked at me like this. Somebody has to buy it. So I asked for the waitress. And waitresses at clubs, and I'm saying this in a very nice way, they're fucking snakes. They are damn good at their job. She comes up and she's like, here you go. Oh, hi, what's your name? I'm like, Ludwig. She's like, haha, that's funny. I'm like, what? Why? She's like, can I call you Lou? I'm like, no, it's Ludwig. She's like, Ludwig, great name. I'm wearing like Mater Crocs. She's like, great shoes. I'm like, yeah, let's get on with it. And she's like, all right, Lou, let's take a look at the menu. She goes through 5 different $10,000 to $30,000 items on the list. And all I want is a big bottle of vodka. Give me big bottle of vodka so we can all take shots of big bottle of vodka and we can have fun, get drunk quicker, and then move on with our night. There's 2 vodka options. Option number 1, Tito's bottle. Option 2, Tito's Magnum. Option 1, $750. Option 2, $1,500. So I'm like, I'll just get the Tito's. And she goes, sold out. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, we only have the Magnum. I'm like, all right, we'll do the Magnum. I buy this $1,500 bottle of alcohol. We do a big group of shots. And at this point in the night, Cutie wanted to leave, right? And so as I walk her out, we walk through the back room, and I shit you not, I see a storage room filled with alcohol, including the bottle of alcohol that she said was sold out. I'm not a fucking alcohol expert, but I looked at that and I'm like, that I'm pretty sure is a $750 version that I got charged $1,500. I go back, we hang out for a bit, right? We're taking shots, we're chatting, I'm chatting with different people. I have an idea because at our table happens to be a one Lily Pichu. And if you guys know anything about me and my interactions with Lily Pichu on stream, I happen to enjoy occasionally bullying Lily Pichu.
I feel like when you banter, or sometimes I feel like I can't banter as easily as you or Toast, for example.
Because you're a girl?
Yeah, like.
I think it's harder for a girl, but I also just think you're not funny.
Can we cut?
It is easy. A crippling problem Lily has is she's very anxious. Very anxious. Doesn't love, you know, big public displays and fanfare and performances. And so I thought, how fun would it be if I got one of those huge fucking signs with all the bright lights and all the fucking people walking around it, and it said, "Happy birthday, Lily Pichu." And with the help of Peter, we were trying to think, if we were to do this, what should we put on the sign? And the idea we came up with that we wanted, Lily Pichu is a bitch. was Peter's idea. It was Peter's idea. I'm throwing him under the bus. It was Peter Park's idea. But I was like, son of a bitch, you might be onto something. I tell the waitress, instantly she's like, don't love it, but I'll come up with something that will work. I'm like, all right. And she's like, would you like a bottle of alcohol with this? I'm like, sure. She's like, somebody in your group mentioned tequila. I'm like, that's great. I just want the birthday thing. Can I get the birthday thing? She goes, of course. She goes out. 10 minutes later, she comes back. I'm hanging out with Lily for like 8 of those 10 minutes. I look away for like a second. I turn around. Lily is gone. And out come, as she is gone, the birthday crew. Happy birthday to. And I'm like, wait. And they hide the signs. I'm like, she's not here yet. And they're like, okay, can we open the bottle of alcohol? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. It takes Lily so long to get back that they finished the entire bottle of alcohol for the supposed birthday shots that we needed to do. So the waitress comes back over. She's like, we're out of alcohol. She's like, do you want another bottle of alcohol to, like, you know, celebrate with? And I went from a guy who's supposed to spend money on 1 bottle to my 3rd fucking bottle. I'm like, fine. Yes, please. Can I do the Tito's regular? She's like, Magnum only. I'm like, right, of course. I forgot Magnum only. Yes, the Magnum then. And in a way, it was all worth it because Lily comes up to me. I'm standing on this red couch. And Lily comes up to me and she goes, hey, why is everybody saying it's my birthday? And I'm like, I got no clue. She's like, okay, yeah, I don't know. Everyone's saying it's my birthday. And that's when I say, and this happens.
Did you do this?
At this point, it's worth noting, if it's not clear by now, it's not her fucking birthday. Her birthday's like in a couple months or some shit. I don't know. She's turning 43 or something. But it was a joyous occasion watching her have to deal with this and then watching her have to talk to every single person in that group who would say happy birthday and she would have to go, it's not my birthday. And then fucking Maddion comes out, whom I love dearly, and starts playing, and the night is going phenomenally. Everything is going how I want it to. And I start to do a round, right? Because one of the things that I like to do if I'm at a club is I like to go to every table to meet people that I wouldn't normally get to meet because, well, I live in LA and they might not. But everyone is there for TwitchCon, so it's really easy to just go up and be like, oh, hello. You know, like I got to meet Summit 1G more times than I ever have. But one of the rounds, I would hit a table where every time I would walk up to this person, they would respond with this. And this Nintendo Joy-Con was not actually a Nintendo Joy-Con. It is a euphemism for a vape pen. Mysterious vape pen, you know, number 73. And every time I would be like dutifully like, okay, hand back the vape pen. But I have to say, this unnamed person's pen had some fucking hands. And so it hit me like a goddamn bus. And I say that because then the waitress came back. And at this point, Maddion has performed. I've had a good night. I want to cash out my check. I want to close out my card, right? This is me trying to close out the books. As I'm doing it, and this is why I know she's fucking good at her job and she probably gets a shit ton of money. I'm looking at this check and she's explaining it all to me and I am fucking zonked out of my mind. I barely understand a word that is happening and I'm trying so damn hard. I remember even now being in that moment, like trying so hard to deconstruct the receipt like it's a word problem in the 5th grade. And she's sitting there and she's like, so here's the receipt. As you can see, there's a 15% gratuity included, but there's an additional place where you could leave a tip for me and for Luke. And she points at this guy and there's this big ass fucking dude in front of me I've never seen until that point in the night. And he looks at me, he's like, and I'm like, that's Luke? Okay. I feel like I've already tipped, but I'll throw in a light 100. I've already done a 15% gratuity. This is, you know, so I'm looking through and I see the total. The total is $9,880. The birthday celebration was $5,000. I had no clue. I didn't look at a birthday menu of costs. I just wanted to prank my friend Lily Pichu because I thought that was funny. It's the consequences of my own actions. And I'm looking at them. I'm looking at this fucking number and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. All right, I just want to put $100 on. But because I have seen the dark ends of the euphemism Nintendo Joy-Con, I put $100 in the tip section, but in the total, I couldn't do the math. I couldn't do it. I'm not fucking with you. I sat there. It was $9,000. I remember it, $880.68. And I put down $10,988, AKA an $1,100 tip. And she's like, great, sign here, initial here. And the process for this is not like a restaurant because you do not fill out the receipt once, you fill it out twice. And it was only on my second receipt that I'm like, hold up. I have too many damn zeros, but not nearly enough hundreds to make up that amount of zeros. I have fucked up somewhere. And so on the second one, I somehow do the math worse. The number in the total, I think, was less than the amount without the tip. And at this point, she has recognized that I am fucked up. She's like, I have to get a new receipt. I'll be right back. She comes back with a flashlight this time, and she has like on her phone, like a calculator, and she's like, this is the total. I'm like, $100 tip? She's like, yes, $100 tip is nice. That's very generous. Thank you. And it's like, oh, it's $9,980. Cool. And I finally pay. I close it out. It's all good. And I didn't get scammed out of 1,000. I only got scammed out of $10,000 at this club. And I realized as I'm leaving the club, I'm like, fuck. I forgot my key. My key to the hotel room. I left it in the hotel. Cutie's asleep. I got to go get a new key. So I go to the front desk. I'm just soaking in the night. I feel great. You know, I'm still buzzing. And I'm sitting there, my hands on the desk, and they're getting my key. And the lady behind the counter goes, does that say little cum boy? And I immediately crash down to earth. And I snap out of this high that I'm feeling. And it zooms in. I'm like, what'd you just say? How'd I get over that conversation? I said, and I quote, yeah, and this one says pussy. And then she gave me my key and I walked away. I guess the conclusion and the moral of this story is that it feels great when the online world goes to IRL, but let's leave the TTS little cum boy out of it. And next time I do a meet and greet, please, no bracelets that say that, or call me a pussy, or say anything of the sorts.